What's up, Soul Warriors? You know it's me. I'm your pal. I'm LC, and it is Winning Wednesday. If you're watching this part of the broadcast, you might be watching the replay. And you know what? I want to thank you for allowing me, Recovery Soul Food, to be a part of your amazing life and recovery journey. If you don't mind, please put down in the comments #replay so we can come alongside you, and thank you for that. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that we all know so well, in that shit happens. And how do we go through and learn to pick our battles when we're so used to living in pure survival mode? You know, active addiction, again, is a byproduct of much deeper issues. And more than likely, we were already living in constant survival mode, especially if you're coming from trauma, if you're coming from places of abuse and neglect and all of that stuff. We're already used to living in survival mode. So how do we break that cycle? How do we learn how to go with the flow and pick our battles wisely? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today on this Winning Wednesday. While we let our room build up, I want to do a quick shout out to 3 of my good friends, just to let you know that Anthony Brown's book, From Park Bench to Park Avenue, is available on Amazon. I think at anthonyhowardbrown.com. But all the proceeds from this book go to fund Brown Manor, which is an abandoned mansion that Anthony bought sight unseen as a vision for transitional housing for the homeless in his home state of Ohio. So that's From Park Bench to Park Avenue. Next, we got Max Nace, Mr. Fearless Happiness. Once again, this book is available on Amazon. It's a great read. It's a short read. So if you are trying to work yourself back into the practice of reading, gaining knowledge, because I'm going to tell you so many things that I learn and depend on a daily basis comes from books that I read. And I'm so grateful to be back in the habit of reading. And if you just want to blaze a new trail, if you've never been a reader and you want to blaze a new trail because you are creating a new you, then this is a great book to get. Fearless Happiness, available now on Amazon. Also, Mr. Joe Potosi, When the Dust Settled. This book is a chronicle of Joe's journey through childhood trauma. It will keep you completely involved. You will find it hard to put down. And let's support these amazing people in recovery that are living their dreams, that got a vision and went through with it through fear and all. And whatever you have a vision to do today in your life, I tell you and beg you, step through it, even if you're afraid, because I want to tell you what's on the other side is that amazing happiness that you desire. It is that feeling of fulfillment, that giving back. Don't regret your past. Learn to make your past the foundation of your amazing future. So, if you guys don't mind and you feel led, please give this video a share out. If you're not already a subscriber for the Recovery Soul Food YouTube channel, then please get over there and like, subscribe, and share that channel out. I want to thank you for our growth. We are growing little by little, steady, and that's because of all of you. I couldn't be living my dreams if it were not for all of you amazing souls. So I want to thank you. The link is in the description box. All you got to do is press it and do the do. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's hit this Winning Wednesday. What's up, soul family? It's me, LC, live on Lona Curry at Facebook.com, LC Recovery Motivation on Facebook, and the Recovery Soul Food YouTube channel. I put the link in the description because that's the that there's two channels out there. They both belong to me. One is a branded channel, and one is the channel that I've had for a while. And so I put the link in the description box so that it would make it easy and less confusing about which one to actually go and subscribe to. So I appreciate all of you. We are growing, and I really do appreciate that. So let's say some good mornings and let's get into it. Shane Dorman, it's so good to see you, man. I love seeing the picture of that beautiful baby right there in your profile pic. Janet McClanahan, good morning. Livy, good morning. Danny Bolin, good morning. Diane Green, Janine Richards, so good to see everybody. If there's more of you, which I know there are, StreamYard only shows me a few. So good morning, and thank you so much for being here. So look, we all know life happens, shit happens, and sometimes it gets to be overwhelming when we come from that place of living in sheer survival. Now, active addiction leads us, it calls for nothing less than for us to live in constant survival mode. And when the brain is in survival mode, I want you to know that this is DNA. This is the way we're made. It is not a moral, problem. It is not some place that you failed. The brain is made to focus in on surviving, and it cuts off blood flow. It cuts off, it cuts off so many things to different organs. I can't talk this morning. You guys are the first people I'm talking to. It cuts off everything flow to different organs. It cuts off places in your brain. It only focuses on keeping you alive. And in that survival mode, we feel led to fight everything. And a lot of you understand anger issues. Many of us have anger issues, especially coming from trauma, coming from, even post-traumatic stress disorder. We struggle a lot with anger. I did so much in my life. In fact, I really thought and just knew that anger was going to be what took me out, because I was still this angry person in recovery, even more so than I was in active addiction, because at least in active addiction, I had a little something, to calm me down. If you feel me, I know you do. I was self-medicating like the majority of us are. But when I got into recovery, I was still so angry. And it was even worse because now I was just angry and a raw nerve without my coping mechanism. So I knew that if I was going to stay alive and see this recovery thing through, I was going to have to work on my anger. I started right where I'm talking to you guys about today, is picking my battles, learning how to just move through some things and not fight the battle. I had to fight my own ego, because the ego wants you to be right and wants you to stand your ground and wants you to, it can't differentiate what battles to fight and which ones really aren't that important. When we're in survival mode, we'll scrap anything and everything and everyone that comes across our path. And the key to peace and creating a more peaceful life is learning what we're talking about here today, which is how to just go with the flow, man. How to just kind of relax and decide which battles are worth fighting. I want to give you an example from my own life right now. Many of you know that we've been displaced. This isn't our regular setup. This isn't our regular spot. And we've been displaced for what was supposed to be a week's worth of work has now turned into, well, we're looking at 6 weeks. And, being angry about that is very tempting. It's very tempting to be angry about that. We all know that we like our space. We like our normal. We like, we work to be the kings and queens of our castle. And then all of a sudden, through no fault of our own, the castle's gone. And, I have been really, really fighting trying to stay on top of these workers, to try to, get in them, and what's taking you so long, and don't you understand, we want to make our case. I want to make my case. Don't you understand, we are displaced? Don't you know, all this stuff. But what I've come to understand is I can do that, sure, and be well within my rights to do so. But is it really going to help my situation, or is it going to hurt my situation? In reality, they hold the power at this point. They really do. And that's another thing for people that's come from trauma to really accept, is that sometimes all the power is not within my own hands. And that can make us even more angry and make us want to fight even harder. So we got to really, really understand where we are, who we are, and what we're actually fighting for. We should ask ourselves that one very important question. Is this going to help my situation and me as a person, or is it going to hurt? Whether I feel justified or not. Now, the flip side to this is don't let people walk on you. That's not what I'm saying. You got to stand up for yourself and what you believe in and what is truly right for you. But at the same time, we don't have to stand up and fight every battle that comes along. Now, this story is not over yet, right? That's just the beginning. So we've had this water leak for over a year, meaning we've been paying massive amounts of water bills. And, we're on a kind of a fixed income in ways that, we're kind of capped out at what we make. So that's been very rough on us. We finally got them to come fix the leak. A week has turned into 6 weeks. But on top of all that, they've had to drill down several holes into our foundation. So as I go back into our house the other day, all of our stuff is ruined. There is just massive amounts of cement dust in everything. And it is overwhelming. It almost, it really caused me, and it's the reason I'm doing this video on this subject today, is because it caused me to sit down where I was and start making some decisions within me. It made me walk what I talk to you about. It made me really go within and get connected to my higher power, to ask the big question and to lean into trust. Because let me just say this. I don't know what's happening here with our equipment lately, but you know what? We're going to finish this anyway. But our higher power knows what we want. This is where we start learning how to trust. We keep beating at things and we keep begging and we keep exclaiming, why aren't you showing up? Because all of this stuff keeps happening in our lives, right? And we think nobody's listening. So we keep going back to the prayer and we keep begging and begging and begging. And then can y'all hear me now? We good now? Okay. So we keep going back and we keep begging and begging and begging and begging and begging. And then we'll get frustrated because we think God's not listening. So when I was sitting on my front porch, overwhelmed, tears running down my face, man, feeling embarrassed because I was overwhelmed. I couldn't handle the situation. I'm covered in, cement dust. And so these tears are just like running through this dust. I look like a clown. I had to remind myself that I live my life in trust and that this was part of the divine path and that what was going on here, I could decide one of two things. I can decide to fight it and be angry and think God's not listening, or I can lean in and trust that what I've asked for is coming towards me, and that even this situation is going to have a positive effect in my life. That's how we learn to go with the flow. And you may feel that way, Kelly Lynn. I want to put Kelly's comment up real quick, because that's how we all feel. We don't have the power. And it's true. We feel that we don't have that power. We don't have it to not give in to the beg. We don't have it to just trust. And I tell you, it's like everything. It's a muscle. And we have to make a conscious, determined decision to actually move ourselves into a place of trust. I want to tell you, this is not going to happen overnight. And also, less about trusting, more about acceptance, because it's hard for us to accept when things come at us that don't look like what we would describe as a blessing. That's really the key here. And I want to thank Kelly Lynn for her comments, because it's those comments right there that have just shifted what the real basis of this is, and it's acceptance. How do we go with the flow and learn to trust if we don't accept that what we're seeing, what we're experiencing, is part of the divine plan? Because each time, I want to tell you guys this, and I'm going to give you a law of attraction and law of vibration lesson every video and every chance I get. What I didn't understand many years ago about the law of attraction and what's actually happening in our lives on a daily, moment-to-moment basis is that wherever we place that energy is what we call back to us. So when we are faced with these moments that don't look like we're being heard, that don't look like what it is we've asked for, as we meet that energy with that fear, disappointment, begging, what we're doing at the moment that we do that is we're shifting our energy from trust over to desperation. And what that energy of desperation does is it only puts out into the frequency level that we don't have this. So that energy combines with not having it. So it continues to bring us back evidence of not having what it is we've asked for. And that's where acceptance comes in. And it is the key to true freedom in everything in life, is to learn that everything that comes in front of us has a divine purpose, and accept that this is part of the answering of that prayer. This is the part to the answering of help me grow. I don't want to be this way anymore. Help me move past this. And when we combine gratitude with acceptance, with true faith and trust, which faith is that? Faith is trust. Faith is actually connecting with the energy of already having what it is that you desire, and not realizing honestly that you don't. See, we depend too much upon our senses, our outward senses, our sight, our hearing, our taste, our smell. We depend totally upon that because we're human beings, and that's what we are used to. That's what we're taught. If you can't see it, it ain't here. And so many times we move that around to believe in a higher power that we cannot see, but we fail to move that around in all the other areas of our lives as well. And the formula, that's the oldest formula that we know, which is biblical, which is ask and believe that you have received. Not that you will, not that you are going to, but that you already have received. And I believe that that type of trust, that type of energy, and it says that, guys, because the law of attraction is a higher power law. And it was already talking about that there. It says, believe that you have received, because when you connect with the energy of what it is that you want, who it is you want to become, when you already embody that energy, it has no choice but to bring that into your 3D existence. 3D meaning sense, sight, feel, touch, have. So these are all big concepts that, we're all steadily working together. And we're working together to really to come into, to embody, to change our lives with. And I know I have been where some of you are, where I feel like none of this is possible for me, where I feel like I've been in trust, and yet God's not listening. And I had to learn that many of my blessings, many of the answers to my prayers come in boxes that do not look like the ones that are in my line of sight, that are in the way I think it should work out. And I've had to learn how to lean into these situations, these life happenings, these shit happenings. I've had to learn how to lean into them and accept that this is what is right now. And what can I take from this that is going to move me closer to my goal? Since I have already embodied that I am a confident, purpose-driven, loving, recovered human being, how does this situation give me the opportunity to work out those tools? How does this very situation give me the opportunity to work those muscles so that they can grow stronger and I can grow stronger? And I know so many of us get tired of surviving. And when we're in that mindset of survival mode, that's what we think these seemingly terrible happenings are, is we think that that's just something else we got to survive through. But when we learn how to grow through, and not only go through, those things have less power over us. And we are the ones that get to plant our flag of peace. We get to say to the world, okay, this isn't what I had in mind, but I'm going to go with it because my higher power knows his ways are greater than my ways. And we got to understand that and know that. And for those that, and I don't really care, I honestly don't care what you call the higher power, your higher being. I don't care what that is. Labels mean nothing to me. You guys know that. Labels limit. And the relationship that I have, I don't even have a name for. It's so profound in my life. It helps me move through every single day. It helps me do the exact same things that I'm talking to you guys about, because I have a choice in how I feel about what's happening now. I can tell you guys, and you'll understand this, my family and I have lost all of our belongings several times over the 15 years that my wife and I have been together. We've lost all the baby pictures of our son. We've lost all of our belongings over and over and over again. I have a choice to walk into this situation right now, knowing and feeling that same old pain, that same old anger, that same old disgust, or I can use what I've learned and walk through this knowing that there's a higher purpose for this and a higher plan, and that something amazing beyond my wildest imagination is going to happen on the other side of this when I go through it in trust and peace. So I pray that this has resonated with you all a little bit. I'm going to scoot over here and read some of the comments just to see where some of you guys and gals are. So I hope that this has resonated with you. It started out as kind of one message and kind of flipped around to another, but still, it's all really the same message. is, we got to pick our battles. We can't fight everything and with the same mind that we've been fighting all of our lives and expect to be different or expect it to have different results. And the only way that we begin to change that mind is to make conscious, determined decisions that are not going to feel natural in the very beginning. These decisions I talked to you about and choices that I present to you today did not always feel comfortable to me, nor do they always feel comfortable to me now. But I knew I had to do something different, y'all, or recovery wasn't going to stick for me. How was I going to recover and be successful this time in the same mind that I was sick in? It won't take. And so we've got to make some new conscious choices in how we move through our lives, how we are going to take our peace back and plant our flag. And so, all right, Kelly Lynn, yes, I know. Kelly Lynn says she's still trying to understand where it is she's supposed to be. Wish somebody would put it in writing exactly what it is I'm supposed to do, where exactly it is I'm supposed to go, when every job I get or have gets taken. Tired of living in survival mode. Kelly Lynn, I'm so glad you showed up here today because I really believe that this message really came through for you because I understand so completely. We have to make a conscious choice. When these jobs go or they seem to get taken, we've got to learn how to flip it around and say, thank you, because that wasn't the job for me. Now I'm going to open myself up and my energy because I am trusting that you are bringing along my path exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I will take or do nothing less than that. And then every time that old feeling tries to rise up in you of the guilt, of the shame, of the why me's, of all of that stuff, you shove it and you hit it right there and say, you know what? I don't live there anymore. I don't live in that headspace anymore. I'm choosing to lean into this. Analyze the situations, Kelly Lynn. Analyze those situations like you are analyzing your finances or something. Sit down with it. Try to find out what the common denominator in those jobs are. And don't you worry, those jobs were too small for you, Kelly Lynn. That's what the point is. And it's time that you go ahead and learn how amazing you are, how valuable you are on the face of this earth, how everything you've been through and what you're still going through is just getting you some completely prepped for the successful being that you are meant to be. Take that and start saying those things to yourself. What you say after the words I am goes straight directly to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious is in effect in your life 90 to 95% of every minute that you are alive and awake. Flood yourself with I am affirmations in the morning, at night while you sleep. Flood yourself with new information so that you drowned out that old information. And now, let me tell you this before I move on. It's not your fault, Kelly Lynn. We are programmed to live in this survival mode. I would be willing to bet you come from a place of trauma. I would be willing to bet you probably possess some PTSD, that you've had your time in active addiction. People don't get into active addiction because they come from healthy lifestyles. I just want to say that. So know this, it's not your fault. But everything that you do with it from here on out becomes your choice. And you are an amazing warrior. I already know that, Kelly Lynn. You've been here with us for a while. And don't worry about finding your purpose. Let your purpose find you. Remember what Michael Beckwith says, pain pushes until purpose pulls. And that vision will come to you. As you start analyzing these situations, when you start finding any kind of way in there that you can grow through it versus just going through it, your purpose, I promise you, is going to chase you down and get right with you. Okay? I pray that you just have an amazing day, Kelly Lynn. And I pray that this message has done amazing things for your Psyche, I want you to be motivated. And I want you to keep yourself motivated. Alicia Lee, I completely get what you're saying. I look through the pain I have gone through and try to find the purpose of me. You are already purpose. Let me tell you that right now. You're already purpose. And remember, this is the law of attraction. When we are looking for purpose, we are basically telling that we don't have it. Know that you are already purposed and that the steps will be revealed as it's time to step in them. But wherever you are right now, you are within a lesson. You are within the path of purpose. And that everything you're going through in this moment is part of that bigger divine purpose. And so dig in where you are. Continue. You're growing, Alicia Lee. I know you are. You've been here with me for a while. I've seen you grow. You're getting there. It just many times doesn't come fast enough for us. We like instant gratification. And we have to learn that when we talk about real growth, both spiritual, recovery, life, every physical, it comes in time. We don't want a big muscle, work it out once, and it grow to boom, guns out, baby. No, we have to go at it every single day. We have to completely change our lifestyles, the way we think, process, and feel. And you're on your way to do that. Understand that today. I know it gets frustrating. I know we hear things, and you know what? I've been guilty of saying it too. That's why this is always a growing mission. You guys are with me on a growth path. I've said it, find your purpose. But I've learned you are purpose. And there is a reason for everything that we go through. And we've got to release our attachment to what we hope comes out of it and just learn how to truly trust that it's all unfolding. And that when we truly trust, we can have a vision for where we want to go, but we don't have to be locked into that because we say, take the wheel. We say, I give it over to you. Do with my life what it is you see fit. I hope that it goes along with my vision and what I see, but I am truly in trust. And I know that whatever is decided, it's going to be far bigger and better than anything I could think about. And that's trust, guys. And it's not going to become automatic where you're just going to live that way every day. Some days it's going to be easier than others. But some days you're going to have to make a conscious choice to walk in that. And that's okay. The sun comes up every single day, guys. You can count on it. Sun comes up, sun goes down. New day, every day. Give yourselves a break, y'all. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to have them all today. Take the next right step. Put your one foot in front of the other and keep moving. Doesn't matter how big your steps are. Nobody's judging you. Stop being so hard on yourselves. This is a process. And I know, I wish I'd have had all of this in year 1, but hey, it's year 7. And I don't, and I still got a lot to learn. But you know what? I just got to walk out this path. I got to walk it out. I was spared, just like so many of you. So many of us have lost so many of our friends to the exact same battle that we fight on a daily basis. It's just like a war zone, guys. And many times we don't understand why the bullet of overdose hit them and didn't hit us. But we are left here with the one mighty purpose that we owe it to them to recover fully and recover well, and to never let their memories or spirits die in vain. And if you're walking that out every day, you're already doing it. You're already in purpose. Now, lay back. If you fell off your boat in the ocean and you sat there and tried to swim, you would drown so fast. Roll over on your back today. Keep your eyes up and just float with life. Don't fight everything. Just watch it go through. Accept that it's here for a reason and ask that you be shown what it is and trust that it's already happened. You are mighty, mighty warriors. And guys, while we're there, I want to make sure that we once again ask for prayer for our good friend Joe Potosi's wife, Shelly, as she is fighting COVID at this time. And thank you all for surrounding her and Joe with all of our positive, loving, healing energy. And I know she's going to come out better and stronger. We all got to remember, we're all going through things, man. Every person you see in this community, we're fighting tough battles, but we're winning. We are winning. And let's give a special happy birthday to my amazing friend and brother, Anthony McCauley, who celebrated his big double nickel 55 birthday yesterday. And I'm so grateful that he is a part of my life and that he's a part of our amazing community. And I love him so much. You guys make sure that you just flood him with birthday love. He is that big, calls it the double nickel, Mr. 5-5. That's big stuff coming in recovery, y'all. We need to celebrate birthdays more excited now than we were when we were 5. You know what I mean? This is a big celebration. Your life is a celebration. And I want you to learn how to go through these things with grace, with love, with acceptance and peace, because you are so worthy. You are so worth it. And everything you're dreaming of, you already got. So embrace it. Just embrace it. And now walk the steps out. Walk out the path. It's designed. And you guys truly are amazing. Anybody else that I did not say good morning to? Charmin Anderson Lane, good morning. Let's see. I did see. My mom is here. Good morning, Mama. I love you. I'll see you in a little while. Jen Brownlee, good morning. Mary Huffman, good morning. If I've missed anybody, Jimmy C is in the house. Anybody else I've missed, StreamYard only shows me so many. And so anybody I've missed, good morning. And Anthony McCauley's here. So he got our birthday wishes. I love that cat, man. I love him. I am so blessed to have him in my life. You know what? Recovery is a gift because it brings us so many amazing connections. And I just want to tell you, I want to leave you with this, and then I'm going to leave you. I'm going to let you go and cut you loose. I have many, many dreams, many, many, many dreams. And a lot of you have been with me from the day that I started this mission to now. And, I have many more dreams and want this platform to grow even bigger because I believe there are messages for people all over the world, whether they're recovering from substance abuse or habits of mind and thought. But I mean, we're all fighting the program of the way we have been, taught that the world works and how we're supposed to show up in it, how we're supposed to worship, how we're supposed to do all these things. And we're all starting to wake up and realize, wait a minute, I've been living my life for the program. I want to live my life for me. That's the blessing of recovery. But I have so many dreams. And I'll tell you, through the toughest times in this path, I've been connected each time to people that can help me live my dreams. I have a dream to write a book. Look how I've been connected to people that already have. I've been connected to people that already have great podcasts so that I can ask them questions and they can show me things that I get hung up on. If you will, just lean in and accept that it's all part of it. Man, start noticing your connections. There are wild, amazing miracles happening in your life every moment of every day. So shift your focus and know that I absolutely adore you and love you. And God willing, I will be back here Friday morning, 8 a.m. for Free Your Mind Friday. And I can't wait to see you guys. Again, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel out. We're trying to grow that platform, which I already know is already grown. I'm just in the process of having it all come together. So we got to trust that it's happened and it's happening. Click the link in the box. Remember, all 3 of these books are available on Amazon.com. Our great friend and brother Anthony McCauley also has 3 books available on Amazon.com. Chronicles of Hope, and the other 2 I can't think of right now, but his stuff is available there as well. Guys, the Warrior Wear clothing line is up and running. It's a Teespring store. We are in the process of having our apparel done on Amazon as well. So we're going to have 3 shirts on 3 different stores on 3 different platforms to make it, easier and more available to you guys. I know there was a question last night when I posted the link that it was saying that there was a sale that was ending soon or whatever. That's just a typo. You guys don't worry. And remember, we're uploading new patterns, new shirt ideas all the time. So what's on there now is just the tip of the iceberg. Warrior Wear Official is official. And so you guys can head over to Teespring. It's Warrior Wear - I Live Recovery is our store name. And I'll put the links up again. So I love you guys, man. Y'all get out of here. Have the most amazing winning Wednesday of your entire life, because you choose to, and you do have that kind of power. I love you guys, and I'll see you Friday. Bye.